Let's talk about the Antichrist from a Hermetic perspective. Throughout history, the idea of an Antichrist has been used to invoke fear, fuel religious narratives, and justify political and social agendas. Many have been accused of being this ominous figure, and each era finds a new face to attach to the legend. But is this concept truly what people have been led to believe? Is it a singular person destined to rise and plunge the world into darkness? Or is it something far more profound and something hidden in plain sight? Let us strip away the dogma, the fear-mongering, and the surface-level interpretations and view this through the lens of Hermetic wisdom. In the Hermetic tradition, everything exists in polarity: light and dark, truth and illusion, expansion and contraction. Christ consciousness and its opposite, the term Antichrist, is often misunderstood because people seek a tangible villain rather than recognizing a deeper metaphysical truth. The so-called Antichrist is not a man, a politician, or a single ruler. It is a force, a principle, and most importantly, a state of consciousness. Christ, in its highest meaning, represents divine awareness, the awakened state of being where one recognizes their unity with the source, the all. The Christ principle is not about a historical figure alone, but about a level of consciousness that transcends illusion, ego, and separation. It is gnosis, the knowing of one's divine nature. If Christ represents truth, unity, and higher consciousness, then what is its opposite? The Antichrist is ignorance, materialism, and separation from divine wisdom. It is the force that binds people to illusion, keeping them trapped in lower vibrations of fear, greed, and control. It is the veil that prevents man from seeing the all within himself. It is not a man, but a system, a mindset, and an energy that pervades society. It manifests in governments that seek to dominate rather than liberate, in religions that instill fear instead of wisdom, in ideologies that divide rather than unite. It thrives in deception, manipulation, and the suppression of truth. Many assume the Bible speaks extensively about the Antichrist, yet the term itself appears only a handful of times, specifically in the letters of John. Even then, it does not refer to a single end times figure, but rather to a spirit, a way of thinking. Even now, many antichrists have come by which we know that it is the last hour. Every spirit that does not confess that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh is not of God. And this is the spirit of the Antichrist, which you have heard was coming and is now already in the world. What do these passages actually say? They do not speak of one great deceiver who will come at the end of time. Rather, they speak of a spirit of deception that already existed in John's time. This Antichrist is not a future dictator or world leader. It is a state of mind and a pattern of existence that denies divine truth. Understanding this concept through a Hermetic lens, we see that the true battle is not external, but internal. It is the battle between awakening and remaining asleep, between embracing divine wisdom and succumbing to fear, ignorance, and division. The Antichrist principle is found in the refusal to acknowledge the divinity within oneself and others, in the rejection of universal truth, and in the enslavement to material reality at the cost of spiritual awakening. So the question is not who is the Antichrist, but rather where do I see the Antichrist within myself? Do I allow fear to dictate my actions? Do I live in separation, judgment, and hatred? Do I reject divine wisdom in favour of comfort and conformity? For those who see beyond the illusion, the so-called Antichrist is nothing more than the chains that keep humanity bound to ignorance. But the key has always been in our hands. The Christ consciousness is not found in a church, a doctrine, or a saviour to come. It is within, waiting to be awakened. The world will continue to spin stories of external enemies, of apocalyptic figures who rise to deceive the masses. But those with eyes to see and ears to hear know the true battle has always been within, and the victory, that lies in awakening.